Tea with Monique is brought to you by Mila Eve Essentials. Visit MilaEveEssentials.com for 100% pure, therapeutic essential oils and other products. Nature knows best, and so does Mila Eve.
I came to work. I came to slay. Countdown to the beat. True queens don't play. I came to work. Drag, slay, work, work. Hit the stage. Drag queens don't play. Yeah. Stand up to bullies.
What up, boss squad?
Hey.
What's going on, Jay? How's everything?
Life is good. We just out here chilling and vibing.
Not home again.
Listen, at this point, this is my home, away from home. We have a garage opener. Can you believe that?
Let me find out. Go ahead, Jay. When I see you with the weed, he's speaking French.
Listen.
Life is good.
Very good.
How
about you?
I love it. Oh my God, I cannot complain. I'm gaining some of my weight back after dealing with COVID. So that's all that's on my mind right now. It's like my face was nice and full. I was finally at my weight that I dreamed of, way more than I've ever weighed in my life, and it was looking good. And then bam, lose it all. So that's all that's been on my mind lately, honestly. So we getting it back though. I'm really excited about tonight's episode. Tell me a lie or tell me the truth. Dating 101. The reason why I'm so excited about this is because I can relate. I have, before I got married, we've all dated. We've all been in situations, and people always want to know how Chris and I met, how we got together. And I feel like this topic is the reason why we were able to move on into marriage. And then, it's been almost 10 years. We're going to be celebrating 10 years, March 3rd, 2022. Wow. So I feel like there's a lot that can be shared, and with people who want to take to that next step, making sure that they're with the right person. And we have the most perfect special guest to join us. So I'm really excited. I'm going to introduce first my sister. Tash Mack is here. And she can tell you why, y'all.
What's up?
Tash, right in your glasses, your eye.
All right,
you gotta adjust it. Adjust it. You look cool though. I like them glasses.
Yeah, you look really stylish.
Gracias.
Yes. Tasha,
I don't know how to do this.
Tasha gives all of the dating tips, and she's quite frank with it. So I'm happy that she's here today.
Last week, she told me I needed to get a jailbird.
Yeah,
jailbait. That's what she said.
Off the chain. But listen, we have a queen joining us tonight who not only is she hilarious, she's a comedian, she can sing. She can sing.
Hell yeah.
She will read you for filth and throw singing in it. I actually watched the video where she was reading Bravo and Andy, and I cracked up. Me and my husband were dying laughing. And she is an actress. She does everything, and she is self-freaking made, and I love it. Everybody, make some noise in your home for Jessie Woo.
Welcome.
Having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I am super excited to have you grace tea with Monique. Yes.
Me too. And I'm ready for the tea, honey. Make it hot.
You are so pretty.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Listen, how is dating life for you right now? Like, is this topic on point or what?
Oh my God. I just went through the most traumatic dating experience, to be honest. I feel like this month I finally got over it. Like, what? If you would have talked to me like in October, I'd have been like, that would have been me. Like,
oh no, I need all the story.
Dating sucks. That's why I just want God to send me my husband. Just like, tell me this is my husband, God, and I'll just be faithful, Lord. Like, just this is ghetto.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Mary, our amazing moderator. She is putting up Jessie's social handles and everything up there, and music. I was watching both of those videos. Well, I listened to the audio stream of Can't Catch Me, your voice is like amazing.
Thanks,
Like you have
thanks.
such a beautiful voice. And your new single with Harmonik, and like you're just dope. You're just
Thanks.
dope.
So are you?
Thank you.
I'm emotional. I can't. Thank you. I mean, I feel like I do so much. I think I get that from my parents. Both of my parents know how to sing very well.
Wow.
My dad was a preacher. Like my mom met him as a preacher. My mom is in ministry too. But then my mom's a registered nurse. My dad he has multiple degrees. Like I just feel like they're both so multifaceted. And then they had me, and I was like, "Oh, hold my beer! Like I'll do 10 times, like you know." And it's funny. I was just telling somebody the other day. I was like, "You know, it's crazy. Like my grandmother doesn't even know how to read or write."
Wow.
And then my mom, she went to school. She became a registered nurse. And then me, I'm just everything. So it's like in 3 generations, we kind of just made huge steps.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So I'm scared of what my kids gonna do. My kids probably gonna be walking on the moon by the time they 5.
They're gonna be telling you what to do. They're gonna be reading you for filth. Like my kids do it all the time. And then they're gonna be all up in your business. You can't have a conversation because they nosy.
So just pray for me and my future children, child. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do it all too.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about just dating. So there's 2 types of dating experiences that I know I've had personally in my dating life, where you can deal with somebody that you know they're lying to you, but you want to believe the lie. You're so content with the lie. You're so happy with it that you subconsciously block it out. And then you finally, when it's full blown in your face, you're like so devastated, so hurt, so shocked. But then you look back and you're like, I always knew.
Yep.
He was telling me, but I should have did something about it. But you were so caught up in the fantasy of it all that you ignore the lie. The other type of dating is when you're point blank, straight to the point. Like, look, I'm not interested in being one-on-one. I'm not like trying to commit to you. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll let each other know when we want to take it serious. When one or the other, you know. What type of dater are you? What would you consider yourself?
I am very upfront and direct. Okay. Lord, my mama here, child. Child. Okay. So earlier this year, I did meet a guy, and he came by referral, and so I went on a date with him. And like I was sitting there, I was like, I know I don't want to do nothing with this man other than to just have fun. Yeah. And so we had the date or whatever. The date was cool. And then a couple of days later, I told him, I was like, hey, why don't you come over to my house and watch some movies, and we could play some games or whatever. And he's like, all right, cool. So he came over. We were watching movies. Then I was like, oh, let me go use the bathroom real quick. So I come out. I had like this tic-tac-toe spread here. So I come out and I was like, now let's tic-tac-toe this pussy. How about that? Wait. Okay. I put on my fancy Savage. I put on my Savage fancy lingerie. I was like, yeah, let's tic-tac-toe something else. Okay. And so he did not know how to accept that. Cause really? No. So I mean, we did play tic-tac-toe afterwards, but then he was like, I just feel like, you ain't really gotta do that with me. Like, I know you really want to be with me. And I'm like, I don't. No. I told you what I want.
I'm dying.
I told you what I want. And so he was like, no, I want more. And then like, so, okay, I found myself letting him try to do more. And then like, when we started doing more, then he tried to flip the script. Oh, I don't want nothing serious.
I don't get it.
So from the beginning, I told you what I wanted. Right. And I feel like I appreciate when men say what they want first too. Like, I want you to be honest and say, this is all I want. Like, don't waste my time. Because then I've had like I literally went through like a whirlwind, like months and months of dating somebody, met this man's family members, met his dad, like,
Wow.
and it's like, in the end, you didn't want none of this. You just wanted to have fun. Why didn't you just say that?
Let's say that. And it's like, do they think that's what women want to hear? Is that his normal play? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it.
I think men, you know, I'm not a man, thank God.
Not thank God.
I'm not a heterosexual man. Let me make that very specific.
Gotcha.
Heterosexual men are very problematic. But I feel like with them, they feel like, let me do all this so I can be in control of the situation. When really, like, you could have just said you just want to have fun. Now we could both have fun now. We could both. Right. Why we can't both have fun? Why you gotta do all this extra stuff that you know you don't want to do just so we can have fun? And then when things like start going left, it's, oh, she crazy, she did, she that. It's like, what? You had me meet your family.
Yeah.
Right.
What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just be honest. Just be honest. Let me know what it is from up front. I like to be upfront. I like to say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to play tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Let's play tic-tac-toe. You know?
Yes. No, I was laughing at your TikTok where you were talking about when you meet when the son's girlfriend meets the Haitian mother.
Oh my gosh.
I was rolling and she's like, what? I just wanted some Zozo.
I just want some Zozo. Like, that's the girl. I just came here for, you know what I'm saying?
Like, and she's like, I don't want all that.
Yeah, I just came here for that's all. And I had a situation like that. Like, you know, Haitian moms, like, they're like, what are you doing with my son? What you want with my son? My son, my son, my son.
Oh my God.
Like, girl, first of all, your son ain't shit. I just came here to have a good time. That's it. Okay, please spare me the theatrics. Okay, so
funny. Oh my gosh. No, so like, it's funny because I can definitely relate. I would just be straight up with it. Like, look, after my parents got divorced, I just gave up on marriage. I was just like, oh no, I don't want to get married.
Really?
Yeah, because they got divorced when I was in my early 20s. And I was just like, oh no. So I said, nope, I felt like it was a fantasy that I watched my whole life. And then it came to an end and I was so shocked. You know, I had to question my entire upbringing. And then I said, you know what? Screw marriage. So it was the perfect situation simply because when Chris and I started hanging out, he actually asked me, he said, so when do you see yourself getting married? And I think it was the question, like we just said, how guys kind of like ask what they think you want to hear, but they know what they want to do, but they want to seem romantic when you're thinking about getting married. Right. I was like, what? I ain't thinking about no marriage.
Right. You're like, what?
And
I really feel like women who don't think about it get married.
Yep.
Get married and end up with everything.
That can happen. Yep. And he was like, he was excited because Chris is 6 years older than me. So all the girls that he was dating wanted marriage right away. They wanted the ring. Me, I'm like having fun in my 20s, living my best life. I said, nope, you do you, I do me, we do each other, we have fun, and we good.
And that was that. But at least he was mature enough to accept that. I feel like some men, even if like they're not looking for the ring, right? You saying, oh, you don't want the ring. It's like, I'm gonna make her want the ring. I'm gonna make her, and I'm gonna do all this. And it's like, but you don't even want, you don't want this. Why we have to do all the games and stuff? Like, why can't we both just be honest and say, this is where we are? And then if you're not where I am, then move on to somebody that is.
Exactly.
Why do we have to do all this?
Yep. We were together for 4.5 years before he proposed. And then by the time we walked down the aisle, we had been together 6 years. So we took our time. It wasn't like a big rush. It was just like, we having fun. We really were enjoying each other and the friendship. And then getting married, that's a whole nother situation. Yeah. Everybody think they want it, but when they see how much work you have to put into it and you realize that this is the person that I'm with forever. Even if they get on my nerves, even if they not moving, they not doing what I want them to do. We might be arguing. We go through seasons where it's great. Then we go through seasons where it's like, why did I do this?
Right.
And then seasons where it's like, okay, this is cool. You know, it's a lot of up and down, you know? So that's like a whole other thing.
Well, Monique, as a married woman, at what point in your marriage did you come to that realization, like, you are mine forever? Because, you know,
That's
like when you think of marriage, you know, the idea is to be together forever. But at some point it like finally hits you like, oh, this is like for real. Yeah.
Yeah. We were on our honeymoon and we got into a real bad argument on our honeymoon.
Wow.
And I was like, oh no, I can't deal with this forever. We was about to be divorced on our honeymoon. And let me tell you, Chris was the type, because he didn't really have a great example. And not to say that mine was just perfect. It was just that it was two different types of marriages. And he basically, every time we got into any argument, he would just tap out. He'd be like, man, I'm getting a divorce. That was his response. Thing. Yes. Every response was, I'm getting a divorce early on in our marriage. And I'd be looking at him like, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
This ring ain't going nowhere. It's like, but that's when it hit me, when we had our first big argument. And I was like, yo, I felt real trapped. I was like, oh my God, I got to deal with this for the rest of my life. Yeah. Like, and I felt real nervous, and it was just like, whoa, you know, but we got through it. We talked about it. I expressed to him exactly what was bothering me. Because I am a very, like, I'm romantic. I like to flirt. I like the fantasy of it all. And when it comes
me too.
Yes, I'll give me all of that. And when we were on our honeymoon, I'm expecting for us to just be all over each other. And he was treating me like I was a homeboy. I'm like, dude, you romantic? Can you like come cater to me? I cater to you. It was just like, all right, yeah, you want to go fishing? What you want? It was just like, so just like, and I was just like, I went off, and we arguing back and forth. I got a picture of us. I should have pulled this picture up. I'm gonna try it while we talking. I got a picture of us when we went to dinner that night on the beach, but we were both pissed at each other. And the waiter comes over like, oh, the happy couple. Can I get a picture of you? And we're both just like,
oh my God.
I'm gonna find a picture.
Oh my God.
Yes, it was like, it was very real. And but that's what marriage does. It forces you to mature. It forces you to really hear the other person out and respect the position that they have. So you can have great intentions and you can think that you're doing everything the right way for your spouse. But at the end of the day, if those intentions are not being received, you got to change up how you move it, you know, so that it can work. Yes.
Can I ask you something? You mentioned that.
What did you just say?
I said marriage is a scam.
Not a scam.
It is.
No, but you know what? I like what you just said, because I caught something you said, that when you and Chris first got married, anytime you guys had an argument, he's like, I'm getting a divorce.
Yes.
I had a post that I put up a couple weeks ago about emotional availability. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of men, specifically, I'm always going to say Black men specifically because I's Black.
Yes.
When I date, most of the time it is a Black man.
Right.
I feel like our men lack emotional availability and emotional awareness, emotional intelligence, to where when you do get in an argument, their response is to just check out.
Run.
There's no addressing what happened. And here's the thing, right? When you're dating, I experience this a lot in dating, and it's like, I'm just like, how am I going to end up with any of these people? Because I need someone that is going to be emotionally intelligent, like to the point where if we are getting in an argument and I'm telling you, this is how I feel, this made me feel this way. Mm-hmm. If your response is just to check out, not call me back, not talk about it, how do we move forward? And then how am I supposed to build a foundation with anybody? Because I just feel like most men nowadays, like, that's how they are. It's just very empty. It's like talking to an empty canvas. But when it's time to play tic-tac-toe, they available.
And the thing is, they want to play tic-tac-toe without doing the work to lead to the game.
Right.
It's like you have to foreplay all day. I say it all the time. And I think sometimes people think that foreplay is just simply being romantic or being touchy-feely. No, it's fulfilling the need. If you see your spouse struggling or they having a hard time, help them out. Give them the help they need so they have the energy at the end of the night to fulfill that promise and lay it down, you know?
So true.
But if you're feeling like you have so much weight and pressure on your shoulders all day and they just sitting there like wanting to receive, well, that's not even a turn on. That's not even going to make me feel like you deserve all of this.
No.
I feel like a married call girl. You know? Like,
so Jessie, how do you think that men could learn that emotional intelligence? Because I as a man with another man, like I get it. Like imagine you're a woman with a man. Imagine two men. Like I completely understand because it's like we're on the same wave, and it's like really there's no end result.
No.
So how do you think men can achieve the emotional intelligence? Is it like conversations like as soon as we start talking? Like how do you think they can get there?
Therapy.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
And I remember this last person that I was dating, the last time that we were together, it's so funny because when I look at it, it's like, this was not going to go past this. I suggested that he do therapy. I was like, I think you should go to therapy. And I said, you know what? Why don't we go to therapy together? Even though we're not like, we're exclusively dating each other, but we're not yet in a relationship yet. But I'm meeting people that are very important to you. And then we're having a little bit of discord. And I feel like when we have discord, you disconnect. Mm-hmm. Like, so let's go to therapy so we can figure out how to address that. And he was not receptive to that. And when I looked back at it, he wasn't receptive to that because his dad wasn't receptive to that. And his dad wasn't emotionally available. You know what I mean? They had gone through a lot of things, and the emotional availability, the intelligence to be like, I feel like emotional intelligence is being able to hear what your partner says, whoever you're dating, being able to hear what they say, being able to acknowledge what they say, being able to address it, and then assessing it. Then ultimately y'all can come to some sort of conclusion and solution. That way you're not looking for closure all the time. There's not always these loose ends. It's like, wow, this happened to me. When you said this to me, this is how it made me feel.
Yes.
Really? That's how that made you feel? I'm sorry. When I said this was my intention. But I realized my intention, it didn't have the impact that I thought it would have. This is how I truly feel about you. This is how I feel when I say this to you. Okay, now we're having conversation. Well, maybe now I know if I want to say this to you, this is how I say it. Maybe I change my tone. You know, maybe I change my words. Maybe I check up on you more to see how you are. Like just things like that. It's like I cannot find that. I cannot find that.
You know what also I think is important too is knowing what your personal triggers are and being comfortable to share those things with whoever it is that you're dating, because sometimes, and I've experienced this with Chris and I, and we went through marriage counseling. We did a lot of counseling leading up to our marriage and then also ongoing in our marriage, and we're for 10 years. And the thing is, there's certain things that I may do that triggers him from his childhood, from other relationships, from relationships with his parents or conversations or anything. And I may not think that it's a big deal.
Right.
I might brush him off like, boy, please. But then when he says to me, this is a trigger for me because this happened when I was young or this happened. Then I'm like, okay, I get it. Right. Now, I want to know why you think marriage is a scam.
I don't think that people who choose to be married and make that choice, it's a scam. I just believe that what we've been taught, what we've been programmed to think, like it's this destination that we're going to reach once you get married. That's the scam. So marriage is really like having someone that's a partner and you choosing to travel this life journey with them as a partner. It's not this destination that you get to. And I think a lot of people get mixed up with that and feel like they're not, happy or they're not fulfilled because they're not in this destination place that doesn't exist. So that's what I mean.
I totally can understand where you're coming from as well. Because I think what happens is I'm not the same person that I was when I walked down the aisle. But I had a plan for how I wanted to be as a wife, as a mom, one of those days, that eventually came. Like I had a plan. I had a good idea of how I wanted to be. And I had goals for myself as a wife. When your spouse doesn't also have those goals, and they're just like, hey, I put the ring on it, I'm just showing up and I'm here, and they don't have those growth goals along with you, down the line is when you're like, wait, what's happening here? Now I've been giving you everything that I felt as though I should as your wife, but
I've been giving you the best that I got, like Anita, and here you go.
It's like, hello, what's happening here? So I think sometimes you get to those moments of growth. If you're not growing together, that can cause issue. And it's like, now you have dealt with so much that you need to fix. And if your partner's like, all right, cool, you fixed all of that stuff, good for you. I'm enjoying life. I love this life. And you're like, wait, I need you to level up with me and we need to grow together. If you're not growing together, that's a sticky situation. That's when you definitely need counseling, one-on-one counseling, and as a couple. Both Chris and I, we do one-on-one, we do as a couple. And it's really important because there are certain things, even in your marriage, that you may not realize is going on with your spouse. It might be something that they're dealing with that they don't want to share to you, because especially for men, especially like you say, Black men, they don't want to look vulnerable. They don't want to be, because to them it's a sign of weakness. For them to say, hey, wife, I'm struggling with this, is them not being the husband that they feel as though they should be as the protector and the provider. So breaking down those barriers and breaking down those walls is important, because you can't move if that person's not going to be open with you. Yeah. And it does happen whether you're dating, whether you're married, or whether you're bumping and grinding. It's a thing,
It's now we're just playing tic-tac-toe. That's different.
Right. It's like
we're just playing tic-tac-toe. That's different. I don't need to know your life story. I just need to know if you clean and if you got that ring in. And that's it.
And then there's a second part to my thought process as well. I don't think like the average person anyway.
You echoing real bad. What happened?
I don't know. That wasn't me.
Okay, we're good now.
Oh,
go ahead.
Hello. Okay, so my second part is the concept of forever is a scam as well. Like nothing's forever. Life is not even forever. You know what I mean? Like us as people, our cells regenerate and we become new beings every 5-10 years. That's not even every forever. Year. So it's like, how can you believe in the concept of having one person forever? Like you're not even the same person for the rest of your life. So I feel like if you're fortunate enough to meet someone that's constantly evolving and growing with you and you're able to walk the path together forever, then great. But I don't think that exists. You know what I mean? I just don't. Do
you think people are just settling into the concept?
Settling and giving up.
Minnow.
She is funny.
Just settling and just giving up. I mean,
why is that?
Why is what?
Just settling.
I don't know.
Where does settling get you? Because honestly, where does it get you?
It gets you miserable and complaining.
I think it's fear. I think it's fear of change, because when you become so accustomed to a certain way, then it's like, I don't want everything to change, but I'm not happy. So what do I need to do? How do I move forward and still keep a sense of who I am in this moment? And it really isn't realistic, So it's like it's either going to be one way or you're going to be another, and you're going to just stay there and not be completely fulfilled as though you feel you should be with life, because you're literally like on a balancing scale and you're just going back and forth. So and that's why I say definitely therapy. I've had those moments in my marriage where it's just like yo, like, what are we doing? Are we still connected? Like, are we happy? What are we doing to move forward? But when you have two people that are completely committed to being happy, that's when change can happen. It doesn't always happen, but at least it's a stepping stone. At least it's somewhere we can start moving and then see how it goes. I feel like some people throw in the towel too quickly. Because of the work.
They do. They do. Don't nobody want to do the work. Like, and the thing is, like, dating now, you get so many options. It's so many options out here. And then those options are easily attainable now. It's so easy to touch your options.
Right.
So why do the work when I could come over here and play tic-tac-toe with you? I go over there and play tic-tac-toe with her. And I ain't gotta do no work.
Right.
Yeah. But then it's like, even men sometimes, I feel like, you know, they don't want to be seen as vulnerable, but even them, they get tired of the whole, like, just the whole not dating with no purpose.
Right.
I think everybody eventually gets tired of that, which is why, I mean, I don't want to say this is why, I don't want to say this is why marriage is there, but it's kind of like, I feel like marriage is there for people who don't want to do this forever. Like, okay, it is time for me to commit to a person. And this is a person I could trust.
Right.
Like, I can, and then not only trust them with my heart, but like everyday stuff. Like, you ever dated somebody and it's like, God damn, I can't even depend on you to, like,
do the simple stuff.
This is simple shit. Are you crazy? You know what I mean? So now you get married to somebody who you really can depend on, and then you look back at your life like, yo, we did that. Look at all these kids. Look at all these grandkids. Look at these properties. We did that. All right, rest in peace, babe. You know what I'm saying? And
it's not rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, boo. You know, like, that's how I want to leave this world, knowing that, like, okay, I was able to do all this stuff, and I had a partner to do it with too. Oh my gosh. And like, look at what we left behind. Look at all this stuff we left behind for generations after us. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, you know, I don't know. Me and my loins are tired of tic-tac-toeing. My mama tired. My mama want grandkids, child. She don't really say it, but it's like, my mama be having this little gaze like, yeah, so what's going on? Is everything, you know what I mean? Like, she's tired, I'm tired, and I'm in Atlanta where it's literally like 1 man to 15 women's. Like, I'm praying for a miracle. I don't know what y'all gonna do.
Atlanta is so crowded. I was just there this past weekend. Y'all got too many people.
It's too many people. And the thing is, you know what? It's like, I love this about Atlanta, but I hate it. It's too many bad bitches here. Like, so everybody bad. So everybody look good. Everybody.
That's like LA too.
Good. All y'all educated. All y'all like got your own shit going on. Where are the bums? Like, make it easier for me. Make it easier for me. Atlanta's just so full of like black queens. It's like everywhere I turn around, it's like, oh my God, here go another amazing woman I gotta compete against for a nigga.
That is hilarious.
I hate it here.
I did have a question, because apparently when I was trying to say something, my mic was off. But anyway, we also have
I saw you talking too.
Yes, listen, I wasted a shot glass of Fireball, so I was up here trying to rush and clean it up. There's a whole lot going on. But I feel like it is definitely important for us also to be creating safe spaces for our partners, because sometimes we just expect them to come in with the emotional intelligence and everything else we want, and we're not even creating a safe environment for them to even feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable. We just expect for them to be vulnerable. So it's also like, we have to create that environment too, to see what we want. Now, if we create the environment and they're just not giving it, okay, that's a whole nother thing. But some people genuinely are not going into things, making it safe enough for you to feel like you can express, you know?
But you know what I feel also is that sometimes people just want their ego stroked. you know, that's also what can lead to infidelity, because when you are married and you are at home, that wife or that husband knows everything about you, all your imperfections. They know sometimes you're sorry. They know sometimes you on it, and they're not going to lie to you and say, yes, you're the greatest father in the world. You're the greatest in the world. Where from the outside looking in, people might walk up and be like, wow, you're so hands-on. You're amazing. And now they're getting their ego stroked.
Right.
They're not taking accountability at home. Therefore, you don't want to stroke the ego. Now you on strike with stroking.
Right.
Because
you're stroking.
I don't
strike.
Right. You on strike because you're basically like, you're not taking accountability in making whatever necessary changes so that I can come back and stroke that stroke. You know, so it has to be both sides. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, make the safe space, but you also have to be willing to hear what's not so great about you, you know, and accept that and make necessary changes.
I saw somewhere where, like, under the post that I was talking about earlier, where I said it's hard to find emotionally available men. I had a lot of Black men saying that Black women are not safe spaces for us anymore. And I was just like, what? Since when?
Because we too real.
Exactly. Because we want to hold you accountable for things. So we don't want to let you continue to pretend to be something that you're not, because eventually wherever you go, you will be exposed. Exactly. That's why a lot of men are playing tic-tac-toe everywhere, because it's like, I know I only got this small window to play this tic-tac-toe with over here. Once she finds out who I am, I cannot do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. So now I gotta go over here. Then now I gotta go over here. I gotta get my Tristan Thompson on. And I gotta go over here. And I gotta go over here, because I don't like to be held accountable.
Yes.
Women, we don't really have that luxury. We're always being held accountable. Everywhere we turn, we are being held accountable for everything. Everywhere, at work, with your homegirls, at school. Like, we have to go above and beyond to do everything, even just date, even get to a little tic-tac-toe night. We gotta do everything just to do the. And so men just have this leisure that they have a safe. Actually, women are the safest place for men, because y'all can keep going, hop, skipping, because a lot of us are willing to, well, I'll make it work. Let you know what I mean? Like, I want to, you know, I will change. Yeah, I'll wait for him to change. We create the safe space all the time.
Yes, we will alter who we are.
Yes,
so that we can be safe and be open and be there. And then we'll be sitting there like, all right, well, now that I worked on that, here's some things that you need to work on. What? No, I don't need to work on anything. I don't, you know, like, that's just crazy to me.
Right.
It has to go both ways, you know?
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now, Jessie, I do have a question.
Yes.
Are you a firm believer in Zodiac compatibility?
Yes.
What is your Zodiac sign?
Mm-hmm. I'm a Cancer.
Oh my God, Melania!
I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
You know God is a Cancer too, right?
Is he?
I mean, according to me, Zodiac chart, yes, God is a Cancer. Shoot.
God is a Pisces.
Do you know?
Oh Lord.
No, God is he's a
now,
Taurus.
Pisces male or female? Because my
female,
mom,
of course.
Okay, my mom is a Pisces. My dad is a Pisces too.
Oh, really?
Pisces gang.
Oh, so Lord. do you know which Zodiac signs you are compatible with?
Yes, child.
What?
So somebody lying. Somebody on that chart lying. Because I keep getting told that I am most compatible with Taurus men. But
I'm a Taurus.
Really?
Yes.
My last relationship, which was 3 years ago, he was a Taurus. And to be honest, I feel like we got along the best. Like, he got my humor. He wasn't offended by anything I would say. Like, he just was so chill, but he knew how to get gully too. Like, he just was the greatest. The problem with him was he didn't want marriage. Like, he just didn't want that. And that's something I know I want. And eventually it's like I was gonna stick with the guy and we were just never gonna get married. Like it was just not gonna happen. It just wasn't. And I just wasn't willing to stick around for that. Yeah. So I keep getting told that I'm most compatible with Taurus. Now he was very stubborn though. He was very stubborn. But honestly, he really was a great boyfriend. He really was. Now
top tier.
I keep attracting Libras.
I'm a Libra, but Libra men, you got to watch them.
I was gonna say, like, I love Libra women. Yeah. Libra men,
whole different. And then if there's September Libra men, and then October Libra men, woo, that's a whole.
I will tell you, the 2 deepest hurts I've ever experienced came from 2 Libra guys. Wow. Like. And it was like almost betrayal. Like it was really, really bad. And but I keep attracting them all the time. I have a dinner date with a Libra this Saturday. I'm just like, why am I doing this? Why? Do you know, like Libra guys, they're very charismatic. I'll say this about them. They're very charismatic. They know how to, but you know what though? Maybe it's not charisma. Maybe they're just good. They're good actors. Like they're know
liars.
Yes.
Not liars.
They are.
Who?
Libra men. They're liars. They can lie.
Oh my God.
I mean, look you dead in your eye and tell you
they're so crafty.
Yeah.
So crafty.
Yeah.
Really?
You won't believe it. You won't believe it once you find out the truth. You're like, whoa.
And then when you find out the truth, it hurts you so bad because it's like, dang, like I was invested in the lie. Like this man was lying so good. I was invested. You should have just kept lying. Why you just keep lying?
So eventually their acting skills run low.
Oh my God, it runs. They run out. They run out, and when the truth comes out, it be bad. But I'm told that I'm very much compatible with Taurus guys. What I will say though, Taurus men, it's difficult to. What I've experienced is kind of difficult to get to them. Like they are very. But once you get in there, you're good. So I don't know.
Just don't mess it up.
Right.
Another thing.
It's just like, but Libra guys, they just be open, child. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, what we doing? Yeah. They be open. They be for everything. They be for everything and everybody.
So when you go into dating,
before my mama leave, I need her to say a prayer over me. She need to just command the ancestors. I cannot do this. I cannot do this Libra shit no more. I cannot, Lord. I can't.
So when you go into dating, is there, because some people really date based off of Zodiac because they are a believer into astrology and all that. So when you go into dates, are you looking into the Zodiac or are you kind of looking to who they are as a person as a whole?
I would say both. I'll say both,
really?
But like I don't like the way I look at Zodiac. I think there's a lot of accuracy in it. Mm-hmm. And then but I don't hold that over their head. Like, this one. I don't look at my Zodiac every day or whatever. Yeah. I know a lot about Cancers, Leo women. Like I know a lot about different signs, especially women. Like for the most part, I get along with so many women. It's just the men. Like, and I realized that there are just certain men from certain Zodiac signs. It just never works out. It just doesn't. Like right now, I'm seeing a Pisces. Why? I don't know.
Wait, you're seeing a Pisces, and you have what date do you have coming up?
I have a Libra date.
Oh, I love that for you. Like, yes, I love that.
But the Pisces, and my father is a Pisces. Pisces.
Are we talking February or March?
He's a February. No.
That's the good side.
That's the good side. My dad is a March Pisces. Girl, that man evil as hell with that Bible in his hand. He know he's Satan. Talking about the doors of the church are open. Boy, you as hell. Like Pisces men they're a trip too. I feel like Pisces, like here are the men I don't like to date. But if I do meet one, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I'm not dating you. But like Pisces, I don't like. Libra, I don't like. Gemini, I do not like. And Scorpio, oh my God. I've been blessed to never have a Scorpio. Thank God. But
no, Scorpio.
I love Scorpio women. They're a vibe.
No. I actually did have a Scorpio guy, and he stalked me. He stalked me, and he was a police officer. So he used his resources at the department where you're supposed to be protecting and serving. No. He used his resources at the department to stalk me. It was really crazy.
What?
Those are the.
I heard dating police officers in general they're just nuts.
They are nuts.
Yeah.
And I had a whole when I was living in Miami, I had a football player phase and a police officer phase. I don't know what that was about. Very demonic time in my life. Very demonic. Just nothing but chaos, agony, pain. Wow. So oh my God. I'm so happy I'm out of that. But yeah. It was an interesting time. But yeah, so those are the 4 signs. I'm like, oh, like if I do meet them, I'm like,
Lord. Do you know your moon and your sun sign?
You know what? I don't think I do, but I feel like one of them is
out. Yeah, I need to figure out. That might also have something to do with the men that you think you should be paired with that you're not really connecting with. It could be your moon and your sun. So so I found out that I'm a triple Libra. So my sun and my moon, my rising, everything is the house of Libra. Yeah. So
I think I'm a Sagittarius.
Really?
Yes.
I think I read that somewhere. I could see that.
Me too.
You're very flirty. You're very open. That's how Sag. They're the life of the party. Yeah.
Sagittarius women, I love Sagittarius women. They so shady but fun. They know how to party. They're people, but they're also like it's like they're a little bit of everything. And I'm like, yeah, I could see me being a Cancer / Sag. I think I don't know which one I am, whether it's moon or sun, but I knew I saw somewhere where I was also a Sag. So yeah,
it's so fun. I've never really realized how you guys keep saying it's a difference between a woman zodiac and a male. I've never saw a difference, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for obvious reasons.
It's a difference.
But I never knew there was really a difference. I used to say, were you born in this month or that month? Because if you were born in that month, that makes totally sense.
Yes, all that. For instance, I have Virgo is a sign that I love a lot. But Virgo women and Virgo men are totally different.
How?
Virgo women are perfectionists.
Yep, that's my mom.
They are perfectionists. Yes. And it's if something is not perfect, they will pretend like it is perfect. Like they have to hold on to that perfection. And if they don't hold on to that, then the world is gonna end. Meanwhile, Virgo men, so chill. They're so chill. They are it's whichever way the wind blows.
My moderator about to go in. She'd be like, hold on.
all my friends who are female Virgos, they're all literally boss babes. Bosses.
Yes.
But they are all in therapy because they are because if a hair is out of place, they will lose their mind. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You are speaking nothing but facts.
Let me ask this right now. So when it comes to your intuition, when you're dating someone, do you listen to it? And then how long does it pass where something happens that confirms your gut and you ignore it?
One of my prayers into the next year is that I stop listening to my coochie and listen to my intuition. That's one of the things I'm going to work on. That is one of the things I'm going to work on. For real. I'm being dead ass serious. And I feel like this conversation is really just holding me accountable with that. I'm gonna because my intuition is so good. My intuition is so good.
Yes. Mine too.
But I think sometimes I'm trying to sometimes I try to fit in, or I'm trying to do what I see everybody else doing. Okay, I see this friend over here and she is the tic-tac-toe queen. She's doing, and she's fun and she's having a great time. And it's so then I'm trying to do it too. And then I meet a guy and it's but all the signs point to why I shouldn't. But I'm like, no, but I'm trying to do the Sex in the City thing. I'm trying to and it's like something will happen. Like, I will give you a story. See, Atlanta, I've been here for a year, but already I've experienced so much trauma. I've experienced so much trauma.
Oh God.
So when I came, like all my friends that were like, well, let me not say all my friends. Like, I have like the boss babes, and then I have like the city girls. You know what I mean? Like, Atlanta has a lot of city girls.
Yeah.
That don't have jobs, but they live in lavish though. You know how they live in, like they live lavish, okay? So the city girls was like, listen, like, girl, this is where you vibe. Like, don't take anything serious, like do whatever. And I had one night where we all went out, and there was this guy that we all saw, and like all the girls was going crazy for him. And I was like, he alright. Like, he's not really all that. I mean, he's tall. Like, that's definitely a tree I'd like to climb, but he ain't all that. Whatever. So everybody was like, no, just have fun with him, whatever. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep dating him. So we went on a couple dates, and I feel like by the last date we had, he just was like restless. He was like, okay, what? Like, he didn't say this to me, but he was like, yo, like, where is the pussy? Like, where? Like, what's going on? Like, I done took this girl to like all the fine dining, and like, when am I gonna dine? You know what I'm saying? So, but everything kept telling me not to do it. I did it. I do it, and then a couple days later, I get a call from my homegirl.
Oh my God.
She says, yo, my homegirl was in town, and she met a dude by this name, and it was the dude's name. And she was like, yes, so-and-so tried to force her. So-and-so tried to force her to let him eat her feces.
What?
That went totally left. I was not expecting that.
I came back, and
it was all up in the mouth kissing though.
What?
When I tell you what, my intuition, like, something told me there was something off about this man. Like, it just was something.
Oh my God.
And when I got that call, she's like, I'm so glad I'm gay. Listen, so man. I get that initial call. So then I call another homegirl. I'm like, girl, let me tell you what. So I break it down for her, and she's like, hold up. Is that so-and-so from does he drive it? I'm like, yes. She's like, girl, he tried to make me do the same thing.
No!
I said, so this man is playing tic-tac-doodle all over Atlanta?
That's nasty. And why would you want to do that anyway? Oh, that's weird.
Is what we do.
That is so weird.
In a pandemic.
That is weird.
In a pandemic.
I see somebody put prayer hands up, because that's all I could do at the time.
OMG.
That's crazy.
Insane. So going back to my intuition, I feel like everything in me told me something was off. Like something was off. But I was like, let me do the city girl thing, and let me do and like, that was the result.
Oh my God.
I should have listened to my intuition. Like,
yeah.
So trust me, going forward, like,
that's just so weird.
What a story. I was not expecting it to go that way.
Listen, if you do not listen to your gut, you might end up with a poopy kisser.
I'm telling you.
Hey.
You might end up playing tic-tac-doodle. Like, it is just real. It's real out here. Like, it's really real. So yeah, like listening to my intuition is definitely, I have to do that. Somebody said discernment could be your saving grace. Help us, Lord.
Amen.
Yes. Discernment. Like, and I feel like I've always had really good discernment. And every time I don't listen to my intuition and my discernment, this always happens.
I think sometimes I don't listen to my intuition, or a lot of people don't listen to it because they know what they're feeling is right, but they don't want like the hurt in the aftermath. Because I know I have been in situations where I know friends are not good for me, lovers aren't good for me, jobs aren't good for me, but you're so caught up in your feelings and your emotions that you just, for some reason, that block game is strong.
Yeah.
And you go and you do it anyway. Right. And I feel like it's like a protective mechanism. Like you're too, like, it's good to, nurture your feelings and stuff like that, but to a certain extent, because if you're nurturing it to a point to where you're stuck in an even worse situation, that's not good. And I fall failure to that all the time because I'm just like, well, I don't want to be sad today, so I'm gonna just ignore that.
Right.
That's the thing. So I mean, we Tasha and I know someone who is basically in a situation where intuition is strong, telling you exactly what you need to do. But then it's like, do you want to live in the fantasy world? You want to be in the Matrix? Or do you want to just recognize, all right, this is what it is. Yeah. Let me just move on. Yeah. Let me just chalk up my losses and just let it go.
Fantasy. They can't let go to fantasy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But my thing is, if that's how you want to live and you want to live in the Matrix and live in a fantasy world, it's fine. Just don't be telling me about your problems.
Right. I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
Right.
You're choosing at this point, you're not a victim.
Yeah.
Now one thing I will do, if I know that I purposely ignored something, and even my friends tell me that you should have done it, I'm gonna have that conversation with myself. I'm not gonna tell them. I will beat myself down and yell at myself in my head because
I'll suck it up.
It's like egg on your face. Like, okay, well, we already told you not to do it, and you did it anyway.
Exactly.
Like never.
Exactly.
Yes.
I will suck it up. Like, okay, because now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm
right.
So I'm just like,
and there's no. I feel like the worst type of embarrassment is when you're like embarrassed for yourself. Like, I don't care about me being embarrassed by other people. It's like I really embarrass myself to myself.
Like, you know better.
Yeah, like it's a different type of embarrassment.
Oh my god,
that'd be me. I'd be so embarrassed. I'm like,
all I know is if I get caught up in somebody else's fantasy, then it's revenge time. You're gonna be living in mine too.
Not revenge.
And now it's your turn to live in mine.
No.
Oh my gosh. So how do you before we go, because we got a few more minutes left. This has been a great conversation, by the way. How difficult is it to end these relationships when you're dating? Now, I had to think back really long and hard now because it's been so long. My husband and I have been together for 16 years. So it's been a long time. I've been getting the same pipe for 16 years. So it better be good because that's a long time.
I want that. I'm
the
tired.
same.
I want that.
16 years. Listen, I had to really think about that one day, and I was like, "Yo, that's pretty." I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah, very good.
I was having fun. I was spacing out because I said, "Listen here, I'm going to space them out by 6 to 8 weeks. This way, ain't no accidents happening, and then I'm over here trying to figure out who the baby daddy is. Ain't about to happen."
Mm-hmm.
So, but back then, I literally, my mindset was like, I don't want to be with you. And I had no problem cutting it off. I would literally not answer the phone. I'd be like, nah, I'm done. I remember this one dude was like texting me, like, you can answer the phone. I thought we was at least friends. And I just looked at him and started laughing and put that mug down. Like,
I remember that text message.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, you thought we was friends? No, I don't even like you.
No,
I did not like the dude. I was like, I don't even like you. What do you mean? But that's how I was straight gutter back then. I was like, no cut cards.
Lord.
So now, how is it for y'all when y'all are ending these dating relationships? Is it a tough situation or is it hard?
I feel like for me, because I'm like, I want everybody to be happy, you know. I think what I've noticed that I do, I put myself in the position to where they'll bring up the conversation because I hate like being the bearer of bad news. So I'm, you know, I'm gonna be, you know, if I normally pick up the phone on the first ring, I may pick it up on the fourth ring, and you should know that something's a little off. So,
no, that's too much gameplay. You should just let them know.
But because I just don't want to hurt anybody, I can't, and so I kind of give them like the kick to bring up the conversation, and I'm like, well, since you brought it up, and then you know we just go.
I'm done.
I don't like that.
Why?
That's a mess. Because you still hurting them with the action. So you still do it. You just being passive aggressive about it, and that irritates me.
No.
I don't like that.
Why? Okay, tell me why.
That's lame.
Because that's a very crafty way of not taking accountability.
No. Okay, depending on the situation.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes.
She's like, no.
For me, because you know some people are master manipulators and they're very.
We're talking to one right now.
Well, you know, listen.
Aren't you exposing yourself?
No.
Right. I just kind of let them bring it up and didn't say, well, since you brought it up.
Right. No. Okay. Wait.
Go away, Jay.
Wait.
That's what I'm gonna change your name to. Go away, Jay.
No, listen. Okay. No, okay.
Don't leave my co-host alone.
Wait. I am feeling attacked. I'm innocent.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Okay, but listen. Okay, some people out there are very calculated, manipulative, and all that.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
And they genuinely don't care. However, as for me, I care. Like I care about people's feelings. I want everybody to be happy. I feel like if things are not good for you, then you should go your separate ways. In general, I am a person who hates having hard talks. When it comes,
you have a problem with communication.
No. I have a problem with hurting somebody. I can communicate, but I just don't want you to have like a broken heart or anything. You know.
But if you have consistent communication,
yes,
the hurt. A lot of times, that's how you avoid the hurt, because like now the person knows where you guys stand.
The truth can never hurt. The truth can never hurt.
The truth hurts.
It's the lies and the facade and the games and the leading on that hurts, because you're baiting them either to bring up a topic that you don't want to bring up, or you're baiting them into thinking that you want something that you want something that you don't want. It's just games, Jay.
Well, I think it works for me, and I like only
it works for me.
It does.
It works for me.
It's only because I know my own character. Like I get how it's coming out. You know, if you've experienced it or seen it, it could seem different way. But since I'm so in tune with my character, I know what my intentions are, and I know it's never to hurt. And you know, I just don't want. I just don't want to hurt nobody. But you know.
Let me ask you this: do the people that you break up with, do they tend to explode on you or be, you know, really emotional and angry?
Yes.
And guess why?
Right.
Not because
Thank you.
It's because of you.
Not because of
yeah, because you're. Oh my God.
No, it is
next person.
No. It is because it is because there was not consistent communication about those issues. So now something comes up and it's like, well, now that we're talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with all this stuff
that you was fearing.
I could have been addressed and I didn't. And now I'm going to address it all. And the person's like, well,
they're completely lost.
They're devastated now.
They thought the whole time that everything was fine and that there
was
no issue. That I totally understand.
I just dated you into admitting
we are talking about past life, Jay, because new life stays in a happy relationship. So you know,
I'm so done. I'm so done.
Oh God.
Jay, what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Of course you are. Of course you're a Taurus. That is such a Taurus thing to do. Moni, you know who else is a Taurus? She does the same thing.
Of course. Like, see, I
Hot
said
mess.
my last relationship was a Taurus.
Hot
And
mess,
that's
Taurus.
basically like how it ended. It was like we had an argument at the end, and it was like all this other stuff piled up. And by that time, he was already checked out. I had no idea he was checked out.
Wow.
Checked out, moved on, got a new
Checked out, moved on, everything. And it's like, well, what the hell? Why am I still in the room? You already done checked out. You done got your luggage. You on the plane. I'm still in the room.
Right. Yes, I know what you mean. And that is very unfair just because, like me, y'all already know how I am with my mouth. I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing my husband can do. And it's funny because sometimes I feel like, am I saying too much? But then I'm like, no, if I don't say it, he won't know.
Right.
He know what I'm feeling or what is bothering me if I don't point it out. Now, there are times where I can feel like I'm becoming a bit of a nag. So I'll pump my brakes a little bit. Yeah. And I don't want him to feel like I'm nitpicking every little thing.
Right.
But I do understand that when it comes to certain things, first of all, my husband is the fourth child of 4 boys. He was spoiled, right? He was the baby.
Oh, yeah.
He has never had a job outside of the NFL.
Yeah.
And, now coaching. So he went from, and this not saying that he was like a millionaire overnight, because he did work very hard to become who he became. All-star athlete, all the accolades.
Your husband is an icon, low-key. Low-key.
He really is. And the thing is, he went right from, he was never a guy that spent a bunch of money or anything like that. So even in college, he didn't have credit cards. He didn't have anything. He went from a very okay college student to a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he went from that to all of the accolades of being a great player, stayed with the same team for 10 years.
Yep.
And then he can go and do whatever it is that he wants to do. So for him, there's certain things that he relies on me because I'm a straight hustler. Like you said, I'm a goon.
Yeah. So me gonna get it done.
So listen, I done worked every job there is known to man. I have been like in business for myself for years. So I'm a straight up hustler. So certain things that I know how to do that to me come easy, he'll be looking like, well, how do you do that? Like, I don't know. So I have to be patient at times because I'm like, all right, he ain't never worked no jobs. I done gave a job with Mila Eve delivering packages to the store for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like certain things I do have to address. And if I don't, he's gonna be looking at me when I blow up, like, what in the world is wrong with you? So yeah, I totally feel where y'all coming from. True. But yeah, this was great.
Wait, Jessie got to answer the question though. She didn't answer yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, how do you break up?
Here I was going off on Jay.
Yeah, come on, tell us.
I blow up on you and then I block you on everything. That's just very toxic. Very toxic. So
you block before they can respond?
No, I blow up on you. I give you a chance to I will have whatever, and I still know it's not gonna go how I want it to go. So then I'm just block you on everything.
Yeah.
Period. I'm blocking you on everything because I have to move on. Like that's my way of moving on. But I'll never forget. I think it was like last year. One of my exes reached out to me on WhatsApp because that's the only way he could reach out to me.
Not WhatsApp.
That was the only thing not blocked.
The only thing not blocked. And he said to me, he was like, Jess, I just want you to know that you changed my life. And he was like, because of you, like, I'm a Christ follower now.
Go on ahead, manipulator.
I got therapy. I've done all this stuff. And he's like, I'm really proud of what you've become. Like, I remember you used to talk about doing all these things. And, like, you've poured so much into me. I wish I would have poured into you.
Aww.
You know what I mean? And so, like, even though, like, I'll block them on everything, like, they'll always come back. Even my most recent ex, like, he'll come back and we talk. And, like, eventually it's good. But that I have to block you to, like, get over it. That's how I get over it.
I feel it.
Yeah.
How about you, Tosh?
It's over now. The show's over.
Girl.
We got a minute to spare.
Yeah, come on.
Here.
Well, I had different types of situations. So with my very first girlfriend, I just blocked her and never talked to her again. And that was it. My second
no
one,
conversation.
My second one, we were living together and she cheated on me and then I cheated on her and then left with the new girl. And then the third one, that's a real, like, I'm talking about like serious relationships. The third serious one, I'm still trying to break up with her. It's been like 9 years.
What? Excuse me?
Yo, she's gonna kill me if she watches this. But like, so
Does she have internet?
Yes. But listen, so I'll get to a point where I'm like, all right, it's over, I'm done. And then she'll text me back, no, it's not over, we're not done. I'll see you tomorrow.
Excuse me? And you allow her to see you, right?
Eventually.
Yeah. See, that's why.
We're just toxic together. We really are.
They are, and I can always tell.
And it's hilarious toxic though. It's really funny. It's really funny.
I can tell when she's talking to her. I can tell just by looking at her. I'm like,
y'all back together.
I can just tell. It's just something about her energy is different. And Tasha already knows, like, when it comes to her, I already don't be liking any of her girlfriends. But this one is the only one who I gave a chance. So after the first breakup, I broke up with her too. And I have not gotten back together with her. You know? So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, y'all are very toxic.
Right. I'm a Pisces, she's a Taurus, like the song. And it is really like a love-hate relationship. It really is. Like we'll watch movies sometime and then it'll be like we was watching You and they was on there talking about how like he wanted to like stab her because he couldn't stand her no more. And I looked at her like, dang, that's how I be feeling about you. And she's like, I feel that way too. And then we just start laughing and finished watching the movie.
Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. Oh my God. Listen, we gonna have to do this again because this was really good.
Yeah, invite me back. I like this.
Listen, it's done. It's a done deal. Look, you done gave me permission. It's a done deal.
We cut up on here. We really do.
No, this was really good. I really enjoyed it thoroughly. I wish we could keep going, but I have another show. So everybody who wants to join me on my Not for Lazy Moms channel, 8:15, we have Wind Down Wednesday. We're going to be talking about some serious stuff. We're talking about turning your trauma into strength. And we have a guest, Latasha of Mommy More Bucks, that's going to be talking to us about how she helps mothers in this local DC area who have gone through trauma, and she helps them come out on top. They become entrepreneurs. They become their better self. And she's pretty amazing. So everybody check that out. I do want to also let you know about our holiday gift sets that are still available. We have our Not for Lazy Mom perfect bundles that you can check out on shop.notforlazymoms.com. And also Mila Eve Essentials. We have our holiday gift sets, which are available right now. Free shipping over $50 using code holiday savings. All of our holiday gift sets are also free shipping. You can send them to all of your loved ones. It'll feel like you in the store. You ain't even got to worry about wrapping nothing up. Just ship it right to them. We got you. Yes. But Jessie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much fun.
Thank
today.
you guys.
I love you. You are hilarious.
Love you.
Yes. And thank you, Tasha, for being here as well. Every time you come, it's always a litty situation. So I'm excited that you were here. And I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. Yeah, we have to do the show. We'll have to do the show live together.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yes. Thank you, Jay, for your honesty and letting us know the past Jay and the new Jay. Y'all have a blessed night.
You too.
Yes, y'all. And listen, keep doing what you got to do to continue to be whole people. Until next week, we will see you then.
Play, drag, play, work, hit the stage, I'm gonna make you work.